Welcome to Forever Talking. We talk nothing forever. My name is the Ian Moore. My commentating partner, co-host Nicholas, as well as no guest today. We're back to our roots, Nick. We have nobody joining us today,
That's all right.
which is weird because we have a laundry list of people who are supposed to be joining us, and I just did invite them. I didn't care. I had no goal, or I just wanted to get this episode filmed and get going. This is my
Yeah.
day back after a week of traveling. I traveled yesterday. I fucking pulled my back apart somehow carrying around a giant duffel bag. I'm massively sunburned, as you can see. My chin is dry. I don't know what's up with that. But some breaking news. We got some breaking news is that starting next week, our friend Jacob Riddles, JB, will be joining us pretty much weekly on every episode of the podcast. If he makes it. He just brought an energy to it and made sense to
Yeah.
to to have him on weekly, and as well as an additional guest. Now you may be asking, why doesn't Amar get that spot? Because this isn't a spot that I'm just handing out to everybody. There's tryouts to this, and it makes sense in the future for what we're going for. So Jacob is going to be joining us weekly on the podcast starting next week if he can make it, but most likely it'll be weekly. But regardless, every Wednesday, Nick and I will be here no matter what, and hopefully Jacob will
Uh-huh.
be here as well. Um, how was your week, buddy? Obviously, we weren't together for the weekend of affairs and events that would happen.
That's like the first time in a while, but yeah, it was all
Yeah,
right.
it was. Were you bored? Did you miss me? Did
Yeah, I
you know?
did.
Did you hang out with Jiff at all?
I did not.
Wow.
We
So
got to see each other Wednesday when I picked you up.
we did. Nick was 15 minutes late picking me up for the airport. Almost missed my flight, but hey, not really. I got on there. There was like nobody on this thing. Like I had the entire row to myself. And when I was
Well, that's
coming back, the Maryville baseball team was returning with me. So they were on that flight as well. And in between, it was me. Had the window seat, and then there was nobody in between me, and then there was somebody else that was my age who was a Maryville baseball player, and we just chatted for a little bit there. And then I started sitting there during the flight, and I was like, God damn, my back hurts. Fuck. And then I like got off the plane. I was like, I can't like twist. My back is like locked up. I think I pinched a nerve. It's pinched. Um, and fucking I don't like throughout the night, like my shit just was like my back was like locked up. Like I
yeah.
couldn't like I don't so I foam rolled it out. Uh got a
You
bunch
got to
of
get a
crap.
chiropractor.
I probably do need to go back to the chiropractor, but today I went and got some rehab done it, got a hydro massage, sat in the hydro massage for like 30 minutes. It's a little looser as now, but it's like where like the back of my ribs like connects with my spine, if that's how that works, like on the right side. I don't
Got
know.
it. Got it.
It just hurts. Like it just fucking like it's not as like before it was like my entire upper back, but like right now it's just that one spot. And I'm hoping it's all cleared up because I gotta play soccer tomorrow because we don't sit out for injuries. Not when
I
I'm
do, but
you do because you have a brain injury. I don't because I ain't no baby back bitch. Um, I have a shirt. Look at this shirt. It's a capybara on a surfboard. You know what a capybara is?
I was really just about to ask you, what did you just say? Because I have no idea.
Dude, it's like a giant fucking hamster.
I was gonna say it looks like
Google
a beaver almost.
it. No, it kind of looks like Google it. These things are kick ass. I'm gonna wipe my nose real quick. Dude, these things are fucking awesome. They're like you can have them as like a pet. Like
Or they're real.
yeah, they're like a hamster that's like a
Huge.
dog. Like it's the size of a dog. Like these things are fucking hilarious. I want one so bad. Uh I got this as a Christmas gift, but or a Valentine's Day gift or a gift of whatever holiday it was, President's Day or fucking
Today?
no, I got like a few weeks ago. I don't know what it is. Um Come to think of it, I think I just got it to get it. I think I may have ordered it myself. Anyway, moving on. I don't remember. I don't know. Um,
Wait, what are you drinking there? What are you drinking?
not a prime. I can't
That's not
find.
that's not our drink.
I can't find any more. I can't. You have to bring me some.
Okay.
Do you have it at your gas station? Because I'm
I don't check. I'll check next
I'm
time.
gonna run. I'm gonna run to the grocery store tomorrow when I'm back at school because I'm going to school tomorrow. So I'm gonna run to the grocery store after class tomorrow and see if they have it in stock. But the Target did not have it in stock. All I had was Prime Energy. I got more Prime Energy than I know what to do with. I need my hydration, Nick. You see, that's why I
Yeah.
got this dry ass skin shit. I'm not hydrated.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely not the sun's fault, but yeah.
no, it's not. It's not the fault that I didn't wear sunscreen. None of this bullshit. It's because I'm not hydrated. So we had some pretty interesting things happen this weekend. Um, we're only really talking about two main things on this episode. We're going to talk about again Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury because it's this Sunday, and we're also going to talk about the XFL games that happened this weekend. Which one do you want to knock off first?
I guess I guess we could start off with XFL.
XFL. So did you watch all the games or just the Battlehawks? Because I watch all of them.
I just watched the Battlehawks.
I watched all of them just because we were out and about and I would have it pulled up on my phone or we were at a
Yeah.
bar or a place and they would have it on the TV or whatever it was. I was watching, not sitting down and watching them, but
It's in the background.
it was in the background. I was, every chance that I got, I was watching for at least a couple minutes at a time. The Battlehawks game is the one that I really got to sit down and watch the full one. I did have to drive to the airport during the fourth quarter. And I turned it on during that fucking 2-minute final drive because I was pissed.
Crazy.
I was pissed when I got in the car. And then I looked on Twitter and then everybody was going off. And I was like, what the fuck? So I pulled it up and saw that the Battlehawks won or were winning at this point in time. And there was 2 minutes left. And then I forgot XFL rules. So we'll go over the whole thing. We'll start on Saturday. Anyway, the XFL had their first week of competition in 2023, returning from their 2020 season. We got comments on the last episode of Forever Talking that we were bitching about the XFL or complaining about the XFL. I don't remember bitching or complaining about the XFL at all. I think I'm the only advocator out of anyone in our group of friends that actually likes and wants the XFL to stick around. So I don't know what the fuck. You know what would help the people who are commenting the dumbass shit? Do you know what would help them?
Probably,
if they watched the fucking podcast. That would be really helpful. If they just sat down and watched it. If they press play when that little fucking time bar says 0.00 and they just watched it all the way to the end, that little fucking red line, if they just watched it until the very end where my little outro thing pops up and then you can digest instead of just going down the comment section and typing in dumb ass fucking shit that you know nothing about, it would really help you out. But anyway, I was very happy when the XFL returned. I was a big advocate for the XFL in 2020, despite the fact that I think that there were some things that they could change around. But it was a lot of fun. It was just fun. Like in the 2020 season, people the Battlehawks were fun, and fuck it, you got the whole cacaw bullshit, and
it helped that they were good.
And they were good, and it was fun. And the DC defenders, they had the giant beer snake where they would stack the cups of beer, and it would be a giant, that would stretch across multiple seats and rows.
Go through the crowd.
And the crowds are fun, and it was exciting. And there is a niche for spring football, and you can figure out how to do that and do it efficiently. So then the pandemic happened. Obviously, it died. Vince McMahon, who owns WWE as well as owning the XFL, he was done. He was kaput with the league. He said, "Fuck it, we'll put it in bankruptcy." This is around the time that he was also laying off a bunch of WWE wrestlers as well, because it was in the middle of the pandemic. This is when sports were in empty buildings and shit.
Yeah.
So anyway. He puts it up for bankruptcy, and out of nowhere, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his ex-wife who I believe is also his manager. It was a mutually accepted. Typically, when couples get divorced, especially at this level of stardom, it doesn't really end well. But
Yeah.
these two are business partners. They bought the XFL out of bankruptcy for $50 million, I believe. Um, and they sat on it for literally 3 years. Like they bought it in 2020, I think, or maybe 2021, and they sat on it. They were going to bring it back in 2022. They said, "Now we're just going to hold off till 2023." And here they are in 2023 with a brand new presentation, brand new logo. Most of the teams are new. A lot of the team logos are new. It's on ESPN, so like ESPN is like really going hard with the marketing and the promotion of this. Um, I don't know if you know, like when the NFL games would come out, they would release like NFL highlights of the games. They did this with the XFL too. Like they completely shifted from the NFL to the XFL, and they are promoting this thing very, very well. And not only that, but the stadiums were selling very well. Each game had 12,000 tickets sold and seats filled, except the Battlehawks versus San Antonio, which had 25,000, which is
San Antonio is a good state, or
it's
well,
San
city.
yeah San
City. I mean,
and San Antonio is a good football town. Um, this and the good thing that Dwayne did in between this season and the 2019 or XFL run is obviously it's under new management, but they put the teams in more football centric
yeah.
towns. Um, Obviously Seattle is a big football town. But Texas is a massive football town. That's why 3 teams are in Texas. You have San Antonio, you have
I
Houston,
yeah.
and Arlington, I think.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't know where that was. I'm gonna be real honest.
Texas. Um, but they made sure that they put the Battlehawks back in St. Louis because of how successful they were last time. And the Battlehawks home opener has 40,000 tickets sold. That's fucking insane. Like that's crazy.
I know they
That's for
play
the
Seattle next. Are they home? Are they home against Seattle or are they away?
No, they are away from. So they were bitching. Like the Battlehawks management and teams were bitching because they had 3 away games before they ever get to play at home. Because they're like, if we suck, if we get blown out 0-3, who's gonna come to the games? Luckily, they won the first game. They didn't necessarily look great. We'll comment on that
Yep.
in a second. But anyway, I watched the Saturday games and the XFL. It was the first week was a massive success. It was incredibly successful. Not only from ticket sales, I believe that ratings were pretty good because it was trending worldwide on Twitter. So obviously somebody was watching these fucking games. And it just was fun. It was like the crowds were engaged and it was a fun.
That's what I was gonna say. When I watch it, it's more like a relaxed game. Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just so relaxed.
it goes by faster.
Yeah.
The games are an hour shorter than the NFL games. That's because the time clock. I think
The
uh
reviews, that helps. It goes super quick.
yeah, the reviews are faster. There's less commercial breaks. The time clock, how like the quarterbacks give in the NFL, they get 40 seconds to play clock. In
Yeah.
the XFL, it's only 35 seconds. And not only that, but the rules are a little bit different. So the NFL, we talked about this in the last podcast. The NFL is using or working with the XFL to uh figure out which rules they like and which ones they don't, and figure out cameras and situations like that. The XFL does things differently.
You know what
Um,
I like? Did you see the kickoffs? I like how they do the kickoffs now. I feel like it's so much better how they
that
do it.
that was a big talk. That was a big conversation. Was my nose is like super runny, so if you see me push off to the side, I'm wiping my nose. But um, that was what was massively talked about was the kickoffs, how they line up. The whole team lines up 5 yards apart, and they kick off,
Yeah,
and they're not allowed to run until uh
the guy catches it.
the returner catches it. The reasoning for this, according to Dwayne, is to ensure that 90% of kickoffs get returned and it results in less injuries.
That's what
And
I
if
would
you
say.
have less injuries, you have more intense games. NFL, take notes. Fuck me, my goddamn nose. Um, so with that being said, what other rules did they have? The play clock was different. Every player on the field, I
Yeah, at the end,
believe. Huh? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the end of the game they do the college rules where the clock doesn't stop going down or whatever until the ref puts it on the center.
I
You
didn't
know what I
notice
mean?
that.
At the end of the game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that, but I see that now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the end of the game. It's like college.
Oh yeah. I remember that fucked over a team though once, right?
I think
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah. Um, I can't remember who. I don't watch a lot of college football, but um they do it. They do another big rule they do instead of kicking field goals after touchdown. There is a conversion rule. So you can either go from 5, 10, or 15 or whatever it is. And the further you go out, the more points you can get. You can get 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. A lot of this means that you're not out of the game, which is exactly what happened to the Battlehawks. They also implemented a rule where after you score a touchdown, you can either kick it for a punt. Um, two, you can do a fucking onside kick where the teams line up and then you kick it short and then you hope that your team gets to it, which all the players run at each other and potentially kill each other and causes a
Yeah.
lot of injuries. Or you can start with the ball on a 4th and 15 on your own 25-yard line. And if you do not convert it, you risk the other team getting the ball on your 25-yard line. I like this. I like this a lot. That's what the Battlehawks decided to do. And a 4 and 15 is not an easy thing to convert.
Oh,
And
that's hard.
if you choose to do this, you're putting the team, you're giving the team 3 points, no matter, or a touchdown. Um, I really like how they implemented that in. One thing that I really love is each player on the field, or the most important ones, the quarterback, the lead defenders, the offensive coordinators, the head coach, they are all mic'd up and they play the live recordings of the mics of the play calls during the game. It gives you an inside look at it. Not only that, but um, they also have the rule coordinator who is doing the booth reviews. They have a camera and a mic on him, so you watch him do the booth reviews. uh I
That's
love
probably the
this.
best part.
That's the best part about the fucking XFL. Could have used that in the Bengals and Chiefs game, could have used that in the Chiefs and Eagles game. Hopefully this is something that they implement into the NFL. But besides that, the games are shorter. Obviously the quality of football is not as high as the NFL, but it's still not bad. These were still very entertaining games. And like when AJ McCarron decided to wake up with 2 minutes left in that game, he was fucking slinging this football. Those were impressive fucking throws. Like those touchdown throws were unbelievably
Yeah.
done. Um, and not only, but like the DC game had unbelievable passes and throws and shit, but the fans are into it and they're fun. Like the DC game, which is the second game on Sunday, they were doing the beer snake thing. They were stacking the cups, and it was like a giant fucking cup tied together snake, and then security took it away. So the
Wow.
fans threw lemons on the field. Uh, like there were hundreds of lemons all over the field.
Where'd they even get the lemons from?
I don't know. I have no idea where they got lemons from, but there was like hundreds of lemons being thrown on the field, and so many people love it, and they're like, "This is now my favorite thing ever." It's because they're just having fun, and then after that, they just decide to let the fans do the beer snake thing still. Um, the jerseys look good. The jerseys are very high quality and look good. I think the San Antonio jerseys are my favorite. I love that fucking black and yellow. I think that's
Yeah.
sick. But the jerseys are good. The players are pretty good. We have a quarterback like AJ McCarron. He's a 2-time college national champion. Um and hopefully he begins to settle in a little bit. And we have Hakeem Butler, who was an NFL player who really just didn't get his chance. Like he was a rookie who was going to be a really promising rookie NFL player until he got hurt, and then they just let him go. which is ridiculous in his rookie season. We have the Battlehawks offensive coordinator. His son is the wide receiver on his team, and the son scored the winning touchdown to win the game. It's just entertaining. There's a
Yeah.
team in Orlando. There's a team in Seattle. There's 3 teams in Texas. There's a team in St. Louis. Uh, there's a team in Vegas, which is weird. I'm not sure why they put
Oh
a team
yeah.
in Vegas, but
We
whatever.
play them twice. I was looking at the schedule. We play them twice.
Yeah, we played them twice. I can't remember which game you and I are going to. That it was April something, right?
I think you said, was it April 16th, maybe?
It was April 8th or April 16th. So that means I have season tickets. So I'm like
Yeah.
spreading out who like
I can go anytime, but
I'm trying to get everybody to a game. April 16th we play the Seattle Sea Dragons.
uh,
Oh fuck. And they're actually pretty good even though they
we play
lost.
them this Thursday, right? Too? Yeah.
Yeah, this Thursday. Which also, by the way, I meant to talk to you. You and I are going out to watch that game.
What?
We're meeting up to watch that game.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Yeah. The home opener is against the Renegades. We play the Defenders at home. The big thing about the DC Defenders is that their quarterback is Jordan Ta'amu, who is the quarterback of the Battlehawks 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Um, And obviously, this is like the XFL. If it's successful, which I think it's going to be successful this time around. If no pandemics or anything like that happen, and they continue to promote it and take care of it, and like it was all over social media this weekend.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. It's just fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's fun to have that dynamic while you're just waiting around for NFL to come back. And my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say you were freezing on my screen, but I don't know if that's mine or yours.
Am I still freezing?
No, no.
All right, I'll cry. Um, I'll be so butthurt if I disconnect. But it's just a lot of fun and it's a good thing to have around.
It's
Now
good
that
for
be,
St. Louis.
and it's great for it's great for St. Louis.
I went out to eat, and when they had it on like 3 different TVs, and I was actually surprised that they were sponsoring
they'll
it or
they'll have it
showing it.
everywhere. Every bar, they'll have it everywhere. It will
It's
be
just, it's
they'll
good.
they'll take it very like St. Louis is going to take it very seriously.
Yeah.
As I told you, like they're the biggest team. They're the biggest fucking draw. I mean, 40,000. They're gonna fill up that dome for a team that they've never seen play football before.
And they looked pretty terrible,
And
but
they did not look great. We'll talk about that. I'm not going to go in detail of all the games just because we're from St. Louis. And I want to do a thing actually where you and I can kind of play around this idea. I want to, uh, I want to commentate the game. I want to do a live stream where you and I commentate the game.
oh
I
god.
think that would be so funny because I give my trying to think the best way I can say this. I give somebody shit who runs media and broadcasting that I wanted to be the media guy for the Battlehawks, and he wouldn't let me because he thinks that we are too vulgar and swear too much. And I want to do it. I want to do a live stream where you and I just do play by play the whole game. H.M. McCarron drops back in the pocket. He fires. Oh my god, I think that would be so much fun. So we got to talk about maybe doing that for a couple of away
We got
games.
some practice from that. We did it a couple times
We
in high
did it in
school.
high school. We could totally do this. Jesus, we can get together Thursday and maybe do it against
Oh
Seattle
yeah.
or I mean it would have to be away games. So
Yeah, because no way we could do it there.
yeah, on home games I'm at the game. So I would love to do it where it's we did it like as a live stream, but we've never live streamed before, so I don't know how all that's gonna be.
Well,
Um,
we did our WPW live stream, so we got
well,
some practice.
well, that's true. We did fake wrestling as a live stream. I don't know. Huh. That's something we gotta think about. I want to do it though. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Live stream would be hard because
Well, if you do play by play, and if it's a live stream, it's just people who are like tuning in to, because like there's obviously like fake and illegal streams like going around and people trying to watch it, and people do like play by plays of the games like on YouTube.
yeah, can't we just put it on us and then while we watch the game?
Yeah, that's what it
All right.
is. And we
Yeah,
we like commentate the game.
that would actually be pretty cool. We should.
Oh, I'm down. Oh, I'm down. I will. I think we should dress in suits. I think we should.
I might have a couple of suits. Well, that's actually hilarious. I got to see if I still fit in them.
No way I fit in my suit. I think we should. I think that would be so much fun. I think we should pick a game where we do live play by play.
Let's do it.
Okay, bet.
You got your mic right? We could just sit at the table.
Yeah, bet. We'll do it. I mean, I don't care. We're just gonna sit at the table, have fucking I gotta look into it. Maybe we could do a live stream. I don't know if we'll be able to do it Thursday. Just because that's not a lot of time to put everything together. But maybe Sunday, March 5th. Maybe. Hold on. Let me look at my schedule.
I know. I think that's a John Jones fight on the day before.
That's Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
We play DC as an away game on March 5th. Let me see my schedule. What time do we play them? Can't play them at 12. That sucks. I'm gonna miss that game.
Why you work?
I got something going on here. Even though I like pretty sure. Hold on. Pending. What a crock of shit. Maybe he'll edit it. It's fucking stupid. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe we do it Thursday. I don't know. Be a lot to talk about. But the Battlehawks, let's talk about the Battlehawks game. The Battlehawks game played the what's the Brahmas? Is it San Antonio? Yeah, they played the San Antonio Brahmas. Let's break this down one by one. Now, I have to keep in mind that this is week one. And for the 2019 season, the Battlehawks didn't look good on week one either, but we snuck away with the victory. So we have to keep that in mind. The defense for the St. Louis Battlehawks looks great. The pass rush is good. They are very well rounded in they're just they're well-rounded defense. They're stiff. The pass rush is really, really, really good. And if you have a good defense, you have a chance to compete. That's extremely important. Now, the XFL's biggest job was making sure that the St. Louis team didn't suck. Because if the St. Louis team sucks, you're in trouble. Because the St. Louis team is your biggest draw. And that's not even me being biased. That is the truth. The St. Louis team is the biggest draw. The offense steps on the field, and for 95% of this game, they were the worst looking team all weekend. Now, you could say that maybe it was because San Antonio's defense was really, really good, but I'm not so sure.
We'll have to see.
Well, I have to see what happens in week two. And what sucks is we're playing as a really good team on week 2 again, but there is only 8 teams, so it's kind of like you're going to be playing really good teams regardless. We'll see. they AJ McCarron steps on the field. The biggest problem is the entire game leading up until that final 1 minute, 30-second drive or 2 minute rally. They only converted 2 first downs that entire game.
Yeah.
That is really, really bad. Like, that is really bad. And not only is it really bad, it's actually almost impressive because I could probably convert more first downs. They can't run the ball at all. I mean,
that was their problem.
And maybe it's because maybe it's because San Antonio's defense is really good. Maybe because the running back did have that. He had like a 40-second or 40-yard run at the end of the game or near the end of the game or whatever it was. But they look kind of slow off the run. He's not very they're not very explosive. AJ McCarron, who up and away is the most experienced and biggest, has most feats out of any quarterback in the rest of the league. Up and away, he's won 2 national championships. He was a Bengals guy. He's a very good quarterback, at least in college. He looked dreadful. He looked terrible for 95% of this game. The offensive line did not look great either. And again, could be San Antonio, but AJ was sacked a lot, like a lot. He had no time in the pocket at all. And AJ's not a very mobile person to begin with. He wasn't mobile in college, and now he's not, and now he has a wife and 3 kids. He's not going to be mobile now. So he was overthrowing a couple passes. I mean, a lot of factors are going into this. You're away. You're in a 25,000 seat venue that is jam-packed and loud. Well, I mean, it's a larger venue, but there's 25,000 people there. It's loud. A lot of pressure.
Well, when was the last game he played?
He hasn't played professional football for 3 years, 2 years. I believe when Joe Burrow got signed, that's when they cut him from the Bengals.
So was that like 3 years ago too? I'm trying to remember.
It's been 3 years. He hasn't played professional football in 3 years.
So to be fair, he hadn't played in a while. So
this is true. He had practice though.
Well, practice is not the same.
This is true. This is true. This is true. There's a lot of factors that could have gone into this, but the Battlehawk, regardless of whatever it was, whatever small fact that they couldn't run the ball, the offensive line was bad, or AJ McCarron was bad, that offense for 95% of this game were ragdoll, jack shit, terrible. Bad. Horrible. Now it's week 1. San Antonio is probably really good. Maybe they're away. AJ hasn't played football in 3 years. There's factors that go into this, like you said, that we can't ignore. And we'll see what happens in week 2. And hopefully maybe they can kind of pick this up together and figure out what is. We have a pretty good roster of coaching staff. The defensive coordinator was on point. Anthony Becht is our head coach, who's a very good tight end in the NFL. And our offensive coordinator, I can't remember his name, but he was a pretty good wide receiver in the NFL as well. So we have the staff. And they seem to think that it was the offensive line that was the problem, and they were kind of talking to him a little bit, and it seemed like they were getting better at the end of the game. My figure is that AJ was just getting the ball out faster. But regardless, it's funny how the first 57, 58 minutes of this game, they were the worst looking team in the XFL, and the last 2 minutes of the game, they were the best looking team in the XFL. AJ in the last 2 minutes of this game made me shut the fuck up because he was slinging this football. I mean, he was cracked throwing this football. He was making NFL quality throws. And that's not me being like blowing this out of proportion. He was slinging. I don't know if you saw it. This motherfucker was throwing this ball. I mean,
the first touchdown he got, that one was good.
Where was I think it was to Hakeem Butler where he threw it over the really big guy and he got up and grabbed it. That was good. Mine one that I'm thinking about is when he threw it to a wide receiver who he was in the 2019. He played for Seattle in the 2019 XFL season. Now he's on our team. but he wedged it in between two. There was two defensive players coming, and then our offensive player was in the middle. He wedged it kind of down, and the guy had to go down and grab it. That was unbelievable. And then he does the 3-point conversion, or it was another touchdown to Pro, or I can't remember the kid's name. I apologize, but he slotted that in between three defensive players. These are unbelievable throws. I mean, like stunningly good throws. So, hey, fuck it. I mean, I just wish he could do that for the majority of the game, and hopefully they begin to blend together and they kind of figure it out a little bit. But regardless, that was trending worldwide. AJ McCarron was number 8 trending.
You gotta imagine all. I wonder if a lot of Alabama fans are watching him play. You think they are?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Alabama fans are
well, they're crazy because
they're crazy. They love football. They love it. So yeah, I guarantee they're watching. But the Battlehawks, they looked really good that last 2 minutes. AJ McCarron is him the last 2 minutes, but he wasn't looking great that first 58. So hopefully they kind of figure out what the problem is and they can adjust going into week 2, because if the Battlehawks suck, the big problem is in the XFL. And I'm hoping that they don't. And I don't think they won't.
They got to do better on first down, because there's too many times on first down where they went nowhere.
That's true. And I like we can't make a an understanding. We can't make a what's the word I'm looking for?
I can't think either.
We can't make a hypothesis or a thesis or whatever the word is. We can't make a assumption. Maybe.
Yeah.
We can't make an assumption of how good this team is until we get into week 2, week 3. And then we can kind of make a decision. They're gonna play 10 games, I think they said, and then a championship game in Arlington. So where they played this week, that's where the championship game will be held. Because Dwayne likes Arlington or San Antonio. The championship will be in San Antonio.
Well, I just know that's a good city, because in basketball, I just know they had one of the best crowds out there. I just remember from that.
They are very passionate sports fans. And I guess we'll figure out next week if all those fans were there for San Antonio or if the Battlehawks were somewhat of a draw in that. I mean, I know that the Battlehawks are going to draw 40K. So obviously 25 isn't 40, but whatever. I mean, regardless, 12,000 people in a stadium to watch football they've never seen before is pretty good. 25,000 people to watch football they've never seen before is even better. So I have high hopes for the XFL. I think it's going to be a very fun and entertaining season, and I think that the XFL is something that Nick and I can become more invested in personally as the future goes on, and maybe we could run play-by-play or do something. I don't know.
You know what my favorite part about it is? I don't know if the other games were like it, but the kickers were a little rough.
Yeah, there is that too. The kickers across the board.
Was it just that game, or you said you watched the other?
It was all of them. The kickers across the board were all not very good.
That first kick the Battlehawks kicker took, that one was terrible.
Yeah.
Good thing a timeout or something happened.
Yeah, that's something they're gonna have to fix, because that was not good. Again, we'll just have to see what happens when the week unfolds.
My favorite part though is when they shank it. That's my favorite part.
I know it's your favorite part.
It's just so funny.
It's so demoralizing for them, but it's so great for us.
I just remember the Packers had what was it, Crosby, and he was like shaking one once a game.
He was killing it this season though.
Yeah, but the season before though, he's missing like one per game.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jesus. So anyway, the XFL week 1 was a massive success. Are the Battlehawks good? We don't know yet. Are any of the teams good? We don't know yet. We'll figure that out. These teams are going to widely change. So I'm not that concerned about it. We'll just see what happens. Will Nick and I run play-by-play for the games? You wait and see, because I don't even know. What's
We'll
complicated
try.
about it? What's going to be hard about it is we don't have anything to film with.
Oh yeah, that's.
How am I going to film with my phone for a 2-hour game?
Well, I
Probably
guess
not.
maybe at halftime we could switch or something.
It's a live stream.
We could always go off at halftime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know. It's something we're going to have to talk about and figure out. But it's something that I'm interested in doing. So I'm gonna have to do some research and hopefully, because I work a lot on the weekends, so hopefully I'm not working and we can get it situated for a game. I took off like an hour in advance for all the games. Apparently he didn't get my fucking memo on March 5th. So we're gonna have to have a conversation about that. Um
Hopefully, he doesn't watch this podcast.
he does, I think. So I'm gonna text him actually when we get done with this and be like, hey, motherfucker. The problem is what sucks is if I do get off the time I requested to get off, I requested to get off at noon, which is when the game starts. So you would have to meet me down there. Don't say where, but you'll have to meet me down there probably if we're gonna watch it. So we won't even be able to do it anyway. But I just don't want to miss the whole game. But what sucks is if I do get off at the time I want to get off, that means the other person who is to be there in the building, he has to be there for like 9 hours. And it's a person you and I are very familiar with.
I was about to
So,
say his name.
so I'm not that concerned about it. Um, so anyway, we're just gonna move on to the next subject, the Battlehawks. Who knows if they're good? XFL week 1, super fun. Can't wait for week 2. Moving on to the next subject will be our final subject of the day. We're not going to talk about this very long because we've already talked about it.
There's really nothing that much to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about anymore. We're done with the talking. It's over. I'm sick of talking about it. I just want to watch it and
I
we'll
just
see
hope
what
it
happens.
happens.
I hope it happens too. I think it's gonna happen. We're a week out, so or we're 6 days away, so it could crumble and fall or it won't.
Yeah, but Tommy Fury, I could totally see him pulling out.
I could totally see it too. I have no fucking idea, and I really don't care anymore. I only care just because it's a high profile YouTube boxing fight, which by the way has been promoted like dog shit. Ass. Uh, I don't think anyone knows that this fight is happening. Well, they know what's happening, but this fight got announced on 4 weeks' notice. So
I mean,
most
they've been ready to fight each other for over a year, but
two, I think it's been 2 years, right?
yeah,
It's been 2021.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. So Jake Paul and Tommy Fury are fighting in Saudi Arabia on Sunday for ESPN, I think. Whatever. It's not going to be 10 rounds. It's going to be 8 rounds. It will be 185, which is their weight, and it will be in Saudi Arabia. I don't think there's any other stipulations or anything like that. This fight is a lot closer than I think it is, than I think that we want to believe. Because everything that Jake is bad at, Tommy Fury is good at, and everything that Tommy Fury is bad at, Jake is good at. Jake has power, and he has a really good dog mentality where he will fight and he won't. I mean, Jake's got credit. He ain't ever fucking pulling out. He'll be
Yeah.
there. No matter who he fights, he will be there.
Well, that's what I think. I think Tommy Fury might be the better boxer, but I just don't know if he's like that dedicated.
I don't think he's dedicated. We know that Tommy Fury is more technically skilled at boxing.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, I don't think he has I don't think he is boxing. I think Jake probably has better boxing IQ. Not like I can stick this jab and throw a double jab right hand, right cross, and come in with a low uppercut, make you drop your hands and come over the top of the left. I don't think he thinks about that.
He reads situations better.
But he thinks about a game. What was his game plan with Anderson Silva? Outwork Anderson Silva. He did that the entire fight. What was the game plan with Tyron Woodley? Try and land a
Jab.
big one. Land a jab, get a big one in. It worked. I think he just has he knows how to have a game plan and stick to it. And they're gonna have a game plan for him, for Tommy, and they're gonna stick to it. I don't think Tommy thinks about a game plan at all.
No, I
I
think
think
he's just gonna go in there and wing it.
I think he really just wings it. And I don't think they're taking Jake Paul seriously, and I think that's gonna be a giant problem. Maybe tactical boxing is something that we don't think is something that's gonna be a lot bigger of a factor than people like to think. And Tommy can overwhelm Jake, but Tommy's been hit and cracked by guys who are much not as good as Jake, and not hit as hard as Jake. Not that I think that Jake has that one punch power, but I don't think he can just land it whenever he wants.
No.
Um, but that being said, he still hits hard. Motherfucker can still hit really hard. And he can still hit hard in very close situations. In very close situations that Tommy Fury gets hit in all the time, like constantly. Like he gets cracked all the time. So I don't know what his chin looks like. He's never been hit by somebody who hits hard, but he has been hit. Now let's see if it's by somebody who hits hard. But that being said, Jake is not very good when somebody's throwing combinations at him. Tommy throws 5, 6 punch combinations, but he doesn't understand distance very well. Tommy has a great jab, a very good jab. Jake Paul has a terrible jab.
Well, like you said earlier, he's very tactical, but
Exactly. Tommy's probably faster. Jake has sit down knockout power. Tommy Fury does not have sit down knockout power.
yeah.
Tyson Fury, his entire career, didn't have sit down knockout power. They just don't rely on it. Tommy Fury had to go up to 270 to get knockout power.
270?
He weighs 270.
That's crazy.
Motherfucker's 270 pounds.
Tommy Fury?
No, Tyson.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought you were saying Tommy Fury. I was like, wait a second. That
No,
guy's
Tommy.
like,
No, Tommy Fury. No, this fight would not be happening if he was 270 pounds.
I was like, first off, him just getting to that weight would be hard.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Maybe I said Tommy. Sorry, but yeah, no. Tommy. They're gonna both be 185. They're gonna both weigh 185. Oh, Jesus, my throat's getting dry. So this fight's gonna be close. I don't actually know who's gonna win. I think Jake. I kind of lean Jake just because I see them implementing a game plan more. But if Tommy just understands distance a little bit better, he can win. And he puts pace on Jake. One thing that nobody has talked about or brought up, Tommy has never been put on the back foot because he's never really fought anybody that hard. He's never been put on the back foot ever. So that's probably what Jake's probably going to try and do is put Tommy on the back foot, and drown him and take him in. That's why this fight's 8 rounds. Jake tried to go make it 10. Tommy's never gone 8 rounds.
I wish it was 10.
I wish it was 10 too.
I think most of the fights we've seen with Tommy Theory, they're only like 4 rounds, right?
He's never gone. I don't think he's ever gone past 3 or 4 rounds ever. He's never done 6.
So yeah, I remember 4.
He can look technically good for kids. So you can look technically good for 4 rounds. What do you look like in round 8? What do you look like in round 10? That's what Jake and his team are going to try and figure out. Maybe they have a different game plan, but that's what I think they're going to be going for. So maybe Tommy's technical ability is too much in the early rounds. Maybe he can continue the path. Maybe it's too much for Jake. But maybe it's not. Who do I think is going to win? If I was going to put money on it, which I'm not because I don't care enough, but if I was going to put money on it, I don't see Jake taking a fight where they think he's going to lose.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a Jake Paul fight. You got to think of that.
They have a Jake Paul fight, and it's not that like this is going to be easy. Like it's just given. Like the Anderson Silva fight was never going to be easy, but there's a path to victory. And they see a path to victory here, and Jake is good at implementing that game plan to uh to
Well,
win.
this will
Um,
easily be his hardest fight though for boxing. I think.
will it?
I think
Will it
tactical. I know
though?
we've said it. I think. I mean, Tommy Fury. I think is a really good boxer if he actually tried and put effort.
I mean, Tommy has more technical ability than
Well, that's what I'm.
Anderson, maybe, but like Anderson's beaten Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's
Yeah,
far more impressive than Tommy
but he was
Fury
he was
ever
kind of
is.
he was kind of old though when he fought. I guess we'll have to look at the later rounds.
I don't know. Who do I want to win?
I
Neither.
kind of want I kind of want Jake to win only for the KSI fight.
But that fight's gonna happen either way.
I know, but it'd be so much more hype though if they're both undefeated, going both to the top.
Well, that's true. But I also want to see Jake Paul get knocked out.
Well, that's where KSI comes in. It just throws the bomb.
There's that, but then I have to wait like a couple more months to get to it. Um, but then there's like Tommy, and Tommy has been such a douchebag. And then every time I want to every time like I say something where I'm like I'm rooting for Jake, Jake goes out and does or says something fucking stupid, and then I'm just like, God, he's literally impossible to like.
Oh,
I
he
can't.
is. He's
I
so
can't.
cringy. He's so
I
cringy.
cannot like this fucking guy to save my life. He is impossible to like. And Tommy Fury's been just. You're not a fucking boxer, mate. Shut up. You're not a boxer either. You beat my Uber Eats driver, bro.
I'm pretty sure we saw him box a rapper one time.
He's just. I don't. I, I don't know. I got Jake Paul winning. Who do you got winning this fight?
You know, I'm gonna go against you. I'm going with Tommy Fury.
Is that because it's just the opposite of what I said, or do you actually think Tommy Fury is going to win?
I actually think Tommy Fury's gonna win. I think he's gonna catch Jake.
But Tommy Fury doesn't have knockout power.
I know that's why I think he'll get him. I know that doesn't make sense, but I think he can catch Jake off guard.
That's true. You can hit any. I mean, you don't need necessarily knockout power to drop
More,
somebody.
it's more accuracy.
And Jake's never been dropped, so
He's lucky; those ropes held him up.
well, yeah.
It's gonna be close, I think, though.
It's close. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't have an answer. It is hard to say. I think that I'm leaning more towards Jake just because I know that like sure, like Jake will have to overcome that technical boxing that Tommy has, but Tommy's never fought in later rounds, and he's never fought somebody who hits hard as Jake, and he's never fought somebody who can implement a game plan like Jake has. And they've had they were confident enough for Jake to beat this guy a year and a half ago. You know,
Yeah,
and 4 weeks notice, Tommy just had a baby, so he hasn't
but
been
then,
training.
but then again, who does Jake spar? He's got. They probably have a. Who
Jake
you know? He's.
spars. Jake
I know.
spars elite guys.
Yeah, so they probably are good at. That's such a close fight. I actually don't know.
Jake's coach BJ Flores, he's a bad person, I think. Well, I don't
Yeah,
know. I never met him, but he is he was a great boxer and he's a great coach. So
I mean, imagine trying to coach Jake.
fucking I'm sure he's a nice guy in person. I don't know. Well actually I'm not sure about that. I know he's not as big of a douchebag as he is like off camera. Like he's playing a character.
Yeah,
I know that, but I know he's still a douchebag. He looted fucking stores during the
yeah.
whole looting thing. Like he's a douchebag. He scammed people. Like he's not a like that guy's not a good person. Maybe he's nice. I don't know, but he's not a good person. Allegedly scammed people. I'm gonna get sued. So whatever. So I don't know. I got Jake Paul winning. Nick has Tommy winning. Um, we'll break it down next Wednesday. it's happening on Sunday, so I'll see you on Thursday for the Battlehawks game. I also want to see you Friday. I want to see if you're interested. I want to go watch Ant-Man. I don't know if you want to go watch that. We haven't been to the theater in a long time.
Fuck yeah, I love going to the theater.
All right, we got a lot of movies coming out in the next couple of weeks. We have Ant-Man, we have Creed, and we have John Wick 4.
I gotta watch Creed. I was watching Creed 1 like 2 weeks ago. I gotta watch those two.
It's good.
Catch up.
Creed 1 and Creed 2 are really, really good. So
Yeah.
we gotta go watch Ant-Man. I want to see that on Friday. Because it has the next big bad guy in it, like for the Avengers and stuff like that. So that's the only reason I give a shit to go see it. But I want to watch that, John Wick 4 and Creed 3. And I think there's one more. So March will be busy for us. We have a busy March coming up. We'll break down Ant-Man next week, maybe. I don't fucking know. But are you good to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
All right. Shorter episodes this time around.
I don't think so.
I mean, this one's will be a little shorter than an hour, I think. I mean, maybe spot dab on an hour. The last one was on 55 minutes.
That's because you cropped
all of it.
We didn't have Jacob this time.
Yeah. We don't have we're not saying shit that are dumbass shit anymore. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. Hopefully you enjoyed to do a recap. The XFL week 1 was incredibly entertaining and fun, and the Battlehawks, are they good? We don't know. Will Nick and I do play-by-play of some away games? We don't know.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try, but probably not because we don't have an actual camera. But until we get one, maybe we do it next season. What else? Oh, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Who cares? I don't know. Who will win? I don't know. Check back with us next Wednesday for the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, which is episode 14. We are killing the game right now. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We're going to be moving on next week. We're going to talk about Ant-Man and 3, Quantum Mania, as well as Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. We'll be breaking down the fight. And we'll also probably talk about the Battlehawks versus the Seattle Sea Dragons. So we've got a pretty loaded episode next week. JB will be joining us. Jacob Riddles will be joining us on each episode of the podcast. Moving on. So hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you all next week. Peace. Bye. Adios.
We want more like Ian.
Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Yeah. Started me and take all the spotlight. Yeah. Extra I did cause I own that shit. You think otherwise, you were not right. Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Yeah. Started me and take all the spotlight. At the top now when I run this shit. Remember when you said that I can't write?
Yo, yeah, I've been feeling so godlike. Low cold like